$125,000 deposited today into my bank account. If I'm low on cash, out of inventory, completely stressed out financially, this might sound like a really easy option for me. In fact, it might seem like my only option, and why wouldn't I take it? Well, let's talk about the terms of one of these loans. So $125,000 deposited today. The fixed fee for this loan is $12,500, meaning that the total balance that I'm actually borrowing is $137,500. Again, you might say, Sierra, it doesn't matter. I need the cash. I can get it today. What's the big deal? Let's talk about the repayment terms. This is the kicker. So 15% of every single transaction I make going forward is going to go back to pay down this loan. That means every time I make $1, I'm only ever going to see 85 cents of it. And if I'm already low on cash, this is going to be a huge problem for cash flow. Every time $1 comes in, I'm only going to get 85 cents. I still have to pay for all of the inventory, so the cost of goods, and operating my business, meaning most likely if I take one of these loans, I'm going to be running at a cash deficit going forward. Every time I make $100, I'm only going to get to keep $85 of that. I still have to pay for my cost of goods sold, which chances are is going to take up a lot of that 85, and the operations to run the business. So these easy to get quick loans can actually hurt your cash flow so much that they'll put you in a worse position than you were when you took the loan in the first place. Here's what I want you to do and think about instead. First of all, I want you to think about why you're in a cash crunch to begin with. What's going on with the operations of your business? How can you clean up what you're spending to just open the doors and keep the business running and open? Next, I want you to really think about your margin, because if we could increase your gross margin by, let's say, 5%, from 50% to 55%, that's actually the cash that you're going to use to get yourself out of debt, refocus on replenishing your inventory, and get you into cash positive position. When you make $1, I want you keeping that dollar, and I want everything that you spend from that dollar to be spent wisely, meaning I want your margin to be at the max amount that it can be. I want you to spend the least amount of that dollar that you need to spend to operate your business. And at the end of the day, I want you keeping some of that dollar to write your own paycheck. So instead of clicking on a button and taking one of these super easy loans, I want you to think twice about it this time. Why do I actually need the loan? How is my margin looking? How am I running the operations of my business? And if you need help, please reach out.